save I made got all screwed up. But this is going to be my attempt at doing the best possible start of Elden Ring. My personal preference is to try playing this as a Vagabond. Good thing about the Vagabond is that you have balanced stat and dexterity, strength, and you have a shit ton of vitality and a good amount of endurance. Also, the fashion of the armor is pretty good. So I had already beaten the Grafted Scion with this guy. Bit of a tough fight, but it can be done. Did I already get the butterfly? That's good. I think the butterfly is across the bridge. There they are. Made some butterflies. Part of me was considering making this a full-blown dex build, but I can easily do that with the samurai. You only start with 2 less dexterity than the... as a Vagabond, you only start with 2 less dexterity than the samurai. More than anything, I just like the high health that you start with as a Vagabond. I always try to acquire those butterflies and I always miss.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Okay, we can skip the rest of this. It's just my guy regaining consciousness. I just wanted to show the dialogue they have with Melina starting out. So, I kind of want to turn this guy into a dexterity faith build. Vagabond may not be the best because he starts out with a bit more strength than dexterity, but it can be done. I'm going to ignore the tutorial this time around. I have, to just splice in some previously made footage where I went through the tutorial. All you really get out of it is a paltry amount of runes and a gesture. And the good thing about the Vagabond is since you start out with balanced stats, you start out with high health and balanced attacking stats. Your intelligence and your faith are both rather low, but that's not really all that important. So, over here in Wingrave, we're at the first step. I'm going to start this by chatting with Varric.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring, hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity. Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me, Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted. It's time you set off to Castle Stormvale on the... If you seek... It's time you set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you. If you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Okay, well, before I do any of that, I'm going to hug the lakeshore here, the Magiel Lake. In your best interest to hug the lakeshore so that you can make your way over to the Magiel Lake without Grace. Bruh. The hell? Quite a bit slowed down there. Okay, if I had to take a guess, I'd say that stuttering is on account of my GPU. Okay, well, whatever. Just, keep on hugging the lakeside. I'm gonna go over to those ruins, but not at this current moment. Whatever, not gonna bother fighting any of the enemies here for right now. I just want to make my way over to the checkpoint. I think the stuttering at this moment is on account of my GPU. I've been fucking around with this game for a long period of time, so stuttering may just be my GPU failing to keep up. Well, anyway, we got a golden rune here. It's a bit of a guaranteed drop. I'm gonna switch to my straight sword and my shield. This grace here is rather useful. Over there you're gonna see some enemies infighting. Well, it's not really infighting, because it's two different groups of enemies. The men there are Godric soldiers, and those humanoids with the curved swords and the clubs, those are demi-humans. If you ask me, it's a good idea to join in the quagmire, harvest whatever valuables you can off their bodies. Demi-humans and soldiers can drop whatever weapons they're using currently. None of them dropped anything, that's unfortunate. Did I drop something? Oh. Oh, I got his crossbow, nice. That's saved up on shit I need to buy. Okay. One strategy I like to use here is abusing shield counters. by guarding with your shield and pressing a heavy attack right as the enemy hits. You can do a guard counter, and that deals quite a hefty amount of damage. Oh, spring. Far from the most useful item, but that's fine. I forgot to give this live stream a title. Sure, if anything, it'll just inherit the title from my previous live streams. And if it doesn't, to the whole 0 people watching this, I doubt anyone cares. I need to market this shit better. Would be nice to have an audience. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, no, I'm going the wrong way. No, I don't have the thing to summon torrent yet. Well, anyway, the heavy crossbow is a good weapon. It's quite powerful. The heavy crossbow with iron limbs increases the damage dealt, commonly avoiding the shattering, and its weapon art is kick. Its design strikes me as reminiscent of the Lothric Knight crossbow, except that this one doesn't have any added elemental effects, it's literally just a crossbow. Anyway, I just want to come over here to this side because this grace, or rather this side of the lake bed, connects you with the Weeping Peninsula, and it's a very convenient place to start with. There's a grace right here that you can use. There are also some moderately powerful enemies here. Going to activate this grace. I'm going to make my way over to the Weeping Peninsula. Just to the initial site of grace. It's much easier to get there with a horse, but I want to see how well I can maneuver getting there just on my own. I'm likely going to die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. So, good thing about the halberd, it's a great weapon, so when you attack an enemy on horseback, the halberd's powerful enough to stun the horse, allowing you to get an easy kill. Over here, you're gonna find some noblemen. Vast majority of noblemen have, like, no defenses whatsoever. Some of them have weapons, and you can actually acquire the weapons from them, but the vast majority of them will just drop ruin fragments, which can be used for crafting, and also fruit, so at the very least they have a better drop rate than the demi-humans. The demi-humans will typically drop shards of glass, which is this game's equivalent to rubbish. It has absolutely no value whatsoever. Can't even sell it. Would have been nice if they had the broken glass act as the pebble item that you throw at an enemy to get their attention. Regardless, over here is the Bridge of Sacrifice. Before I go any further, I want to put on a heavy shield. And let's just have this on to protect myself. The big threat here is the ballista. It's much easier to go through this if you're on horseback. The majority of the time, the ballista will miss you. The reason why I said the majority of the time is because sometimes it will hit. The good thing about the ballista is that the explosion from the bolt doesn't discriminate, so it will attack, it will damage you, and it will damage the enemies in the area. I hate the voice this guy has. First thing I'm going to do when I get to the round table hold is use Sophia's dressing mirror to alter my appearance. Because that's cool. In this game, they added in a feature that was cut from Bloodborne where you could use the, a dressing mirror to, apply cosmetics and a disguise to change your appearance. Ow. Bastard. There we go. All that's left is the one with the great shield. I would like to get his shield. Once I show everything that can be done around here, I'll switch to a different character. That's a little bit further ahead. Oh, I got the brass shield from him. Pretty nice piece of equipment, the brass shield. It, has very good guard capabilities. The only negative is that, well, for one, I don't have sufficient strength to use it at the moment, and two, it is a bit on the heftier side. Still a good shield. you can get it, use it, especially if you have the stats for it. So anyway, over here is the Weakened Peninsula. Just want to get the initial grace there, and then I'll explore. Let's go back over to the first step, and I'm gonna make my way to the cathedral in the area. Once you're past the cathedral, you'll run into the woman that had the horse with her, and she'll give you the ring to summon her steed. More ruined fragments. I think some of these may be sanctuary stones. Or no, wait, I'm wrong. Sanctuary stones don't show up until a bit later. Here we have the Church of Eli. Here we have Traveling Merchant Kale.
You're a tarnished. I can see it, and I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
We can ask him about himself and his recommendations. First, let's just engage in some small talk first.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
Okay, we can get a recommendation from him.
If you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit.
Okay.
A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all.
Okay, that's his recommendation. I'll ask for the recommendation again.
You know, if you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all.
Indeed. To the one person watching this on Twitch, I bid you welcome. And let's see, over here for Kale's wares, I could get some bolts. I have some from one of the soldiers, so that's good. Bolts are pretty easy to come by in the lands between. Should definitely get the crafting kit. So this and this.
I'm glad you took my warning to heart. You've made an excellent choice.
And now I can craft stuff. I can also make holy water urns. Can't make those yet, but I will be able to soon enough. I need, I need tarnished sunflowers to make that. Oh. Sometimes you'll see skulls that are glowing, and if you, break those open with your weapon or by rolling into them, you can get golden runes. So far, the, only runes that I've found in, like, the areas on the mainland of, Limgrave, are, well, I mean, on the mainland of Limgrave, which is as far as I've played this game, the only runes that I've found inside of those skulls are the Tier 1 runes, which are the second to lowest rune. More bolts, that's fine. I would have preferred getting his equipment, but the runes are good too. So there are some caves around here that you can explore. This is the roadside cave. Before I explore the entirety of Limgrave, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a I'm gonna get the map for the mainland, and I'm going to get a... Well, soon enough you'll be able to talk with that young woman with the horse, and she'll let you ride the horse around as a steed. The square off ability is pretty good when you're dealing with enemies that are shielded, because you can easily use square off to go into the stance, and from the stance do a basic attack, and you will usually break the enemy's guard if they're guarding with a shield, or you'll either break their guard if they're guarding with a shield, or if they're not guarding, you'll just immediately break their guard anyway. It's honestly quite useful. Okay, I don't want to die here, but whatever. Oh well, I died. There go the 3,000 runes from the Scion, but it's not the end of the world. Resume from the Stake America. Let's go back over here. So on a previous run I did, I only made it up to Liernia. I decided to, I don't know. Let's see how far I could go just by fighting the, I want to see if I could be the Grafted Scion, and I found that it is possible to do so. See how that armor is compared to the one I have. It has a bit more poise, and it weighs about the same, so that's good. B&B surcoat looks ugly, though. I prefer the Mausoleum surcoat, to be honest. That can be found in the Weeping Peninsula. The only difference there between that run and this one is that with the other run, I made a bit more progress into Liernia. Where with this one, the big difference is that I beat the Grafted Scion. So that's good. That means less bullshit for me to deal with. The way that I beat the Grafted Scion was I was just spamming square off into heavy attack. And after hitting him enough times with it, you can break his guard, allowing you to get some critical hits in. Which worked. Well, anyway, though, with this Godric Knight, hit him 3 times with square off, and that will break his guard. He dropped a shiny. Oh. Okay, that is a very good drop. A very heavy shield, but it has a bit of lore implications behind it, so I am just going to go here. Update the save file. Sure, yes. Marvelous. Ibrahim 3.0 is looking much better than his predecessors at this moment. There's a weapon you can get called the Golden Greatbow, but don't worry about trying to get it at first. Over here we have the Whetstone Blade and the Ash of War Storm Stomp. Storm Stomp is useful for catching these floating Scare Beetle enemies. There are some that are invisible and are just skipping around the field. Using Storm Stomp, you can get a good area of effect attack that, although it is not very powerful, it is good at breaking enemy guard. Okay, speaking of breaking enemy guard, there we go. The one person watching this on Twitch, by all means, leave a message. I should be able to see it. You leave a message, I should be able to see. So here we have the Lord Sworn Greatsword. It's a pretty good weapon. Heavy weapon, has a good moveset. it comes to heavy weapons, I'll just use the halberd. Fuck, that puts me under a heavy equip burden. This puts me at a medium equip burden. I'm gonna stick with the crossbow and the... Going to stick with the heavy crossbow alongside the longsword, and hopefully one of these soldiers will drop their weapon for me. It's not a guarantee. Would be nice though. Sadly, my arcane stat, which determines the luck on this class especially, is pathetically low. It's the lowest out of all of them. I'd say that that's bad. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Since it is still above 5, and I can easily bring it up to a manageable level, it has some magic that would need arcane. This carriage here has the foil. Pretty good weapon if you want to run a dex build. It's the spiked ball on a chain, so it works. So I'm gonna activate this brace, and let's try going after these Caden swordsmen. Much like the one on the southern end of the lake, the ones on the horses are easy enough to deal with if you have a giant weapon, since you can easily stun the horse with each attack. This greatsword is very powerful, especially against these guys. The halberd is good too. Some Rilla fruit there, that's good for crafting, and it's also good for... well, it's generally good for crafting. One thing you can do is, when you get the Steed Torrent, you can make raisins out of Rilla fruit, and feed those to Torrent, and it'll heal him. So, over here you're gonna find some plants that are conducting electricity for some reason. Plants called Fulgur Bloom for some reason. Well, I mean, them being called Fulgur Bloom isn't the reason why I mentioned for some reason. It's more so the fact that they're native to this area. When you can't find the cookbook for these things until you reach the Altus Plateau. That to me is the strange part, that you have access to so many of these so soon, when you don't have a proper means of using them. Also, over here's a ram. They're similar to the normal sheep, except that the rams, being male, are a bit more territorial and a bit more aggressive. These guys are browsers. Caden Knight Armor is a pretty good set of equipment, relatively lightweight. Would love to get their chest piece. Good news is there are multiple Caden Knights around here. Oh, I forgot to get the map. Not the end of the world, I can always go back to that area and get it. Let me just go over to where I am currently. Let's put a little plant marker here to show that there are some valuables in the area. Once I take care of these guys, I will make my way back over to the gate front. Another horseman is here. Again, they're easy enough to deal with. Just poke them to death with a giant spear. These guys' entire martial art revolves around using their horses. Oh, whoops. Put that on the wrong hand. I want this, so that I can potentially snipe some enemies. Why am I... Raiden Knight's quite a bit of poise. He'll be taken out. Case in point. Okay, moderate damage with the crossbow. This guy's voice is so obnoxious. Not the Canaanite. My dude's voice. I don't think he's constantly moaning like he's Herbert from Family Guy. I don't think I missed. One thing I don't like about Square Off, aside from the fact that it slowed me down enough to get me killed, but the only thing I don't like about Square Off is the fact that the weapon art is so just slow. It's slow. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just slow. I'm gonna put on the greatsword. It'll probably work better in this area. Okay. He's dual-handing it to wield it, but that's fine. Put the attention of one of these Hayden swordsmen. Attention to Dolphin. There we go. He's down. Now for the other sword. Now for the other Cavalier. He's further up ahead, I believe. He's hoping I can get all of their armor. This guy here, I think he will try to hop on before he steps around here. Okay. What the dog doing? Thankfully the greatsword is... Okay, that guy's right on the horse, but that's good. Since that horse is relatively weak...
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring. Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Okay, so now that we have Waifu's assistance, I now have to map one grave. Could explore the Weeping Peninsula. And you know what? I think I will do that. So in the Weeping Peninsula, you can get a pretty good hammer. Also, when it comes to Torrens, I like having his whistle on my toolbar. When you press and hold the Y button, you'll have a little toolbar accessible. And with this, well, whatever, let's go dangerously.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander, I fear for father's life. The servants are full wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father? At the castle, my soul wishes that he escape. Even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe.
Okay, we'll deliver the letter.
Thank you. Dearly, then please, take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
Okay. So I don't really need that. Oh, I'll switch back to this. More Godric soldiers around here. There's also a giant, and there's some dogs. Again, I am really glad that I found this crossbow early on. Come on. Crossbow's good for picking out the dogs. There's a Godric soldier here. Sneak up behind him and take him out. Okay, now he's out. And in here you'll find the Morning Star. Morning Star's a pretty damn good weapon. It's a hammer that causes bleed buildup. So these are the servants from the castle. These bird people are misbegotten. They're called misbegotten, which is a bit of a fucked up name, because it implies that they shouldn't have been born. There's a shiny over here, might as well get it, and there's a shiny over there by those dogs, but I think that shiny might alert the troll to my presence, so let's use the crossbow to our advantage and pull the dogs over. Best to pull them over one at a time, because the dogs are quite aggressive. Okay, beast bones, and what is over here? A piece of white flesh. White flesh is usually the meat of the fish. In this game, I think it's explicitly stated to be the meat of a fish. This is a pretty decent area to farm the Misbegotten for their weapons. They basically use an oversized meat cleaver that's used like an axe. Quite powerful in its own right. That beetle is a silver beetle. There are silver beetles and gold beetles, and also red and blue beetles. The silver beetles guard Ashes of War, and the gold beetles guard... Gold beetles guard magic. So, over here we have a Lost Grace. I just want to unlock everything that I need to here in the Weeping Peninsula. So let's pass time until morning, because I do not want to deal with that Night Rider right now. Just going to get the map for the Weeping Peninsula. Basically southern Grave. Well, it's southern Grave plus. Well, anyway, come next time I'll explore the Weeping Peninsula, and I think part of me wants to continue this as a samurai, just because the samurai is a really good starting weapon. He starts out with the Uchi Katana, and that just sounds really good. But the Vagabond has better stats, that's always what gets me. Having better stats versus having the double katana. Even though I'm not really a fan of the double katana moveset, truth be told I prefer the double straight sword moveset. Not to say that double katana is bad, it's just more preference. I prefer a faster weapon moveset. Just going to ignore the dogs here. I'm gonna go with Disgrace. That guy there was a demi-human chief. They're rather powerful, but you can deal with them easily. Bastards are Erdtree Guardians. Oh, I already got his armor. That's nice, considering that I'm at base item discovery for this class. That's actually pretty good. This area is also home to a lesser Erdtree. But yeah, there's also a lot of Guardians around here because of the fact that this area is home to a lesser Erdtree. Got his Greaves too. Okay, my luck is looking up. This is good if you want to cosplay as a druid. I like it, I like it. The Greaves are okay. With Hayden Trousers though. It's so gonna be my main now. Update, yes. So around here there's Cathedral, and there is also a path leading over to here. My main goal is to get over here. I would also like to get to this Cathedral and explore the ruins in the area. Main goal is to get to the Cathedral though. I already made twice as many runes as I had from the Grafted Scion, so that's good. Okay, herb of fruit, elite flower. More row of fruit. There's an old man that's guaranteed to drop the stave that they use. The mausoleum prowls, cradling the soulless demigod. Oh, America, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child. Well, that's fucked up. Every parent should love every one of their children unconditionally. Well, anyway. There's a skeleton warrior around here, but more importantly, one of these tombstones. I believe it's that one there. Has the Gilded Iron Shield. I'm back before that. So the bad thing about skeletons, they like to attack very quickly, and they will revive if given enough chance. if given enough time after the initial kill. Good thing about it though, they take quite a bit of time to recover, and if you smash their body while they're recovering, you can kill them immediately. And yeah, there is a mausoleum prowling. It has little turtle legs, and it's kind of cute in its own way. It kind of reminds me of the Pokemon Torterra, if Torterra were also a cathedral. Oh, got some beast bones, that'll come in handy. More importantly though, the prowling mausoleum is also the resting place of some mausoleum knights. You could farm them for their equipment. I would recommend you do so. Their equipment is basically better versions of the Godric Knight equipment. So let's see, if I put all this on, will I be at a heavy foot burden? No, great. So I might as well try parrying here. Have her shield up. Okay, I tried to parry, but I did a guard count here instead. So these are Mausoleum Knights. As you can see, I suck at parrying, and as you can also see, the Mausoleum Knights do not have a head. Part of the religious right to become a Mausoleum Knight apparently involved self-decapitation, so that their spirit guard the mausoleums forever. They're relatively easy to kill and farm. Go. Critical hits are your best friend against these guys. Whoops. Come on. Go. Well, unfortunately I died. Good news is I can easily get over there and get my stuff, and I can also try refighting those enemies and getting their drops. Bad news is I have to run all the way back over there in order to do it. I have thorns. It'll be a quick run. But yeah, the Gilded Shield is my favorite parry shield in the game. On top of the fact that it's a small shield, so it has better parry windows. Also just looks nice. And this place is honestly my favorite when it comes to farming the Lord Sworn equipment. The Lord Sworn Knight equipment, because of the, all of these Mausoleum Knights all show up in nice little clusters that you can easily get the attention of one at a time. Speaking of getting their attention, let's try doing some item crafting. So, bone darts are the most basic kind of throwable weapon in the game. You basically take some bones, whittle them down into a point, chuck them at your enemy. Bada bang, bada boom. Such a good ability to have. I was hoping to get some of the Lord Sworn equipment, but bolts are fine too. Good thing about bone darts is that they're cheap and easy to make. Bad thing about it is their range is kinda shit. Don't ask me why, it just kind of is. Doesn't really make sense that the dagger's range would be so awful. This guy dropped a shiny, nice big shiny. Lord Sworn bolts, that's new. So, well, I mean, it's not new for me personally, but it is new on this account. Lord Sworn bolts are quite good. They're basically stronger crossbow bolts. Try to see if I can't get a critical on this guy. Okay, let's heal. Just wanted that guy dropped tiny. I guess not. All the grays and whites kind of blend together, making it hard to figure out what's what. Get the attention of these dogs. Knights are quite a bit of boys, but even they go down with nuggets. Oh, he's gonna drop something. Hopefully it's a chest piece of his armor. Or raisins. Find you if you want to get more fiber in your diet or feed them to your antelope friend. Thorn kind of reminds me of an antelope crossed with a horse. Here's one of the Churches of America. It's also a gathering place of a squadron of 3 Mausoleum Knights, or Mausoleum Soldiers, I should say. It's a gathering place of 3 Mausoleum Soldiers and 2, well, 3 that are on patrol and 2 that are at guard. Okay, guard's been broken. See, I always think that the ectoplasm coming out of them when I stab them is them dropping an item because the colors look similar to the with a glimmer of an item drop. So anyway, over here at Fort's Church America. There is a grace here that I can activate. More importantly, there is a sacred tier here. I'm gonna put the halberd on because it'll come in handy for the next area. Down there in that swamp. Called the Witchbane Ruins. It's, well, it's a bit of a shit heap, to put it mildly. Oh, I don't have any pots to use. That's fine. Always buy some land from other merchants. Can't drop off safely from down here. I'm gonna try to farm the enemies here to see if I can't get a very good weapon from them. Got some meat. That's good for making jerky. Small golden effigy is used to allow for multiplayer. Be careful here. There's some areas of roots of rim and poison. Rolling around in the poison is especially dangerous because it will affect you. I don't think this guy dropped anything, but that's fine. Feel right as this guy. Go, thankfully. Tick damage, poison, gone, knife, and critical hit in. Sadly, there are no graces here at these ruins. Free Dragonfly head comes in handy if you want to make an anti-venom. There's a Stake America here at the ruins, so that's good if you end up dying. I'm gonna put on a shield that has perfect physical block, because I really don't want a repeat of that, so let's go with this thing. Kite shield is always a good pick. So that thing there, the thing that looks like a cluster of masks, that's called a Graven School of Heads. It ties into a very, very fucking quest line. Fuck away from here, I don't want poison if these guys come after me. Go. Card counters for your friends when it comes to fighting this. Dangerous is when they malfunction, because they'll start flailing around like crazy, and that deals a pretty hefty number of hits in a short period of time. Get this bastard's attention. You little fuck head. Oh, he dropped something. Okay, so that agonizingly long pause there was just me catching my breath, because this is a nauseatingly rare drop, and I cannot believe I got it so quickly. So this weapon here is the Spike Spear. I need 16 dexterity to wield it. I'm only 3 points away. Let's see if I can get it. Where are my runes? Here we are. If I could get a second one of these, that would be wondrous. heal. Didn't get shit that time, but it's okay. Poison balloons are pretty useful. You can use those to make poison grenades, poison, well, just about poison anything. I'll explore the Witchbane ruins in a moment. Right now I kind of want to avoid getting poisoned. Oh my god. Oh my god, that luck is amazing. And again, this is at my shit base 7 arcane. Also, I'm gonna use Golden Rune 2 right now. The one that I would recommend you hold on to, come hell or high water, is the Golden Rune 1. Since they're so common, you're better off just stockpiling them and then popping them in small bursts when you need an XP boost. Say you're like 200 runes away from buying an item or getting a level up. That helps. Enhance my blast because I don't want to at the moment. Right now I just want to talk to this isolated merchant.
Well, it's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help?
Okay, we can sell some shit to him. Nothing I really want to sell. Filthy ornamental weapons, but I don't want to. Lots of all this shit. Do I have any repeat equipment that I could get rid of? No, but I can purchase stuff from him. Big thing you want to get from him. His lantern, and the Lost Ash of War. He also has some snippets, knowledge about wandering mausoleums. You can buy those at your leisure. Or you could just look up a walkthrough if you want to find them. He also sells Marteria leaves and stone sword keys.
Have a safe trip.
Also this Veihander, which is a very decent weapon. But yeah, now that I've gotten all this shit. Now I think would be a good time to explore the upper half of Windgrave. So let's start here at the gate front. You'll find a young woman who is all heartbroken and sad. Part of her questline involves either A, going to Stormville Castle, finding a memento from her traveling companion and giving it to her, or running to an area called Liernia of the Lakes, where she will effectively resolve any guilt and grief that she was feeling towards her men, and she'll just continue existing. So the soldiers here drop a weapon that may looks like it hits like a truck, but don't be deceived, it only hits like a truck when they use it. Oh, got another circle and some more bolts. Not like it really matters, because the Morningstar is just a better hammer. Literally just a better hammer than anything else. Like period. Honestly, kind of depressing. Okay. Always have your shield up when you're dealing with marksmen, because shield helps when it comes to mitigating stupid damage, and truth be told, all this damage at the moment is stupid damage. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Bah, 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 bah. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. No. No. No, it is coming after me. Shit. Okay, I'm at mid-quick burden with this, that's good. Good thing about these enemies, they may look like your stereotypical giants, but they're called trolls. Spamming the heavy attack of whatever weapon you have is a good strategy against them. Also, running away is a good strategy against them. Just run. Just get the fuck out of here. Just run. Just run. Just run. Just run. Try to make your way to the frickin' brace. Try not to die. These guys are very aggressive and he may end up killing you. He does. Panic. Anyway, this is the Storm Hill. This is where Stormville Castle is located, as there Varus said. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, Lost Grace discovered. Let's rest up. charged flask, increasing the amount healed by it. Do that twice. Allocate the amount. 3 and 2 sounds like a good amount, and now let's chat with Helena.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Erd Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Also, I hear. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
Anyway, there's a young woman here. You can chat with her. Start her quest.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it.
Now we get the sitting sideways gesture. Let's chat with her a bit more.
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us 2 peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
You're no craven, you're a survivor. Don't sell yourself short, miss.
Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you? The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un.